today's business environment, you're going to generate and you're going to receive a lot of different kinds of documents. Some of them will be word processing documents, spreadsheets, presentations, graphics, maybe even some video files. You're going to be presented with the challenge of actually sharing that information with others, potentially replicating it to other devices, as well as backing it up. So how do you manage that? So today we're going to cover a couple different solutions that will help. One is file sync to the cloud, and the other one is backups. Hi, my name is Kevin. Welcome to BizTech Made Simple, where we focus on taking the complexity out of your business so you can get back to doing what you do best. No matter the size of your business, you're going to have a continued need to actually save files somewhere. At first, you might start putting it on a local computer. You might even start putting it on a remote drive somewhere. But ultimately, you're probably going to end up pushing something to the cloud. And that's because either you need to share it or you need to back it up. So what's the best solution for you? Well, you got to answer one question first, and we got to cover that before we get into the rest of it. And that is, do you need cloud file sync or do you need a cloud backup solution? In some cases, you may need both. Now, the storage solution that most people are familiar with is actually cloud file sync. There are a lot of competitors in this space. It's been around for quite a while. But here's what it is. You save a file on your computer, and then it replicates it to a remote computer connected on the internet. Now, there's some benefits to that. One, it actually creates a copy, which is a backup. Two, it now is in a place where you can pick it up from another device. So if you have a mobile device or a cell phone and you actually want to reference that document, you can actually pull it down. You can actually log into a website, upload documents, download documents. It's very useful. There's also a downside. It's replicating your storage. So that means you're paying for storage that you already have copies of. So cloud file sync is wonderful, and it's a great solution for sharing files amongst team members and even other people that you're collaborating with, but it is not a backup solution because it's replicating your files. So when you push that file up there and it's actually backed up, maybe there's multiple versions of it, you can actually pull those back. But once you do that, you need to understand that it's not going to free up disk space on your local computer. So if you're looking for something to actually free up space, cloud file sync's not your answer. You're going to need something like cloud backups. Now, there are also some downsides to the cloud file sync, and that is there are usually some restrictions on file size and the amount of data that you can download in a given day. So you're not going to get for free the ability to transport very large files to a large number of people. That's a different service altogether for another day. But know that there are some limitations, and when you're reviewing them, be sure and check out the limitations that are specific to your business. Because if you're doing something like video, transporting large audio files, raw video or raw image files, it's going to be a challenge because you're going to run out of space. But in most cases, for Word documents, PDFs, PowerPoint presentations, those are all going to be small in nature, and you'll be able to share those with no problems at all. A cloud-based backup storage solution is probably what you're going to want to use if you just need to free up space on your computer. This is pretty easy to do. You usually just install some software, create a schedule, and then it will actually push your files to a remote storage location to archive. It's generally less expensive than file sync on an annualized basis. The downside is that you can't share it with others. So it's truly a backup, but it's the best way to free up space. The next question you're going to need to answer is, how much space do you really need? More than likely, it's at least gigabytes, and in some cases it may be terabytes. So just what are those? Well, you can get thousands of Word, PowerPoint, Excel documents into a gigabyte. When you're talking about video though, you can only get about 5 minutes of HD footage like this actually into a gigabyte. And if you have 1,000 of those, then that's a terabyte. Several leading technology companies have solutions for cloud file sync. I want to go through all those offerings. I want to cover two different types of plans. There's free plans for really small teams, and then other plans that you have to pay for. When we get into the plans that you pay for, I'm going to use 2 terabytes as the amount of storage to compare these plans. Now, you may be thinking, I don't even need 2 terabytes. Well, I'm doing that for a reason. One, storage gets cheaper as you buy more. At the same time, it's good to know on an apples to apples basis what these solutions cost. And all of the ones I'm going to cover in the rest of the video are going to have a 2 terabyte plan. So it kind of takes out some of the noise of trying to compare everything. So let's move forward. So if you're looking for a free plan, there are a couple options for you. Almost everybody will give you 5 gigabytes for free. So no matter if it's Apple, Microsoft, Google, Dropbox, they all have a free plan and some kind of offering in one way or another. The restriction is going to be how much file storage you get and how big of files you can actually sync. So when you start looking into those details, you find out a couple things really fast. One, Box.com will give you 10 gigabytes for free, but the winner is Google Drive. Google Drive will give you 15 gigabytes for free that you can actually sync to and from any of your mobile devices or your desktop computers. The other advantage is if you're actually already using Gmail or Google G Suite, that this is going to fit in real nicely. Most businesses are going to need more than 15 gigabytes of storage though, so you're going to have to step up to a paid plan. Now, when comparing the plans for all of these competitors, it's kind of hard to compare apples to oranges, so I settled in on a $100 budget and 2 terabytes of storage. Every single one of them had a plan somewhere close to this configuration. Also, in this comparison, I'm only looking at annual subscriptions. You're going to save somewhere between 15 and 20% if you buy everything up front with one annual payment as opposed to doing month to month. When it comes to cloud file sync storage, we're going to look at several different options. All the contenders are on the right. You can see Box. We got a solution for Apple with their iCloud iDrive product. Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, Google's Drive product, part of their Google Drive or G Suite. OpenDrive, which is probably one you've not heard of at this point, pCloud, and Backblaze. And comparing the 2 terabyte plans, Apple's iCloud product, Dropbox, and Microsoft OneDrive are all $120 a year. Google Drive comes in at actually right at $100 and gives you a 20% discount on an annualized basis. So if you're looking for the least expensive option, then Google Drive is your best bet there. However, let's talk about Box for a second. It's $180, so by comparing it this way, it looks like it's the most expensive, but in actuality, the plan that you have to step up into to actually get to 2 terabytes is an unlimited plan. So you're getting unlimited storage for $180, but it's also going to cost you $60 more. So that's a 50% increase in cost. If you don't have at least 3 terabytes of storage, then Box is going to be more expensive for you. If you're truly looking for the lowest cost providers, then OpenDrive and pCloud are the least expensive. They're a lesser known, but if you're looking just to save some money, you can get 2 terabytes from OpenDrive and pCloud for under $100. If you're a subscriber to an Office product suite, such as Microsoft Office 365 or Google's G Suite product, you might look into how much storage is included in your plan. You may already be paying for storage that you're not even using. In most cases, they'll offer up to 1 terabyte of storage included with their plans. Cost is not everything though. In most cases, you're going to need to drill down into a little bit more on the feature set to see which solutions actually align with your business the closest. Once you do that, you're probably going to find that Box and Dropbox are the 2 solutions that are going to come to the top of the list. And the reason for that is they're pure file sync solutions. That's all they do. They don't do other things that some of these other Office suites take into place, like G Suite and Microsoft Office. So therefore, if I had to pick one, it would be from one of those 2. And my BTMS winner is Dropbox. For ease of use and overall capability, Dropbox is just tough to beat. I've got it on all of my personal computers as well as all of my mobile devices. I've used it for years and it hasn't let me down. It just works. With backups, there's a topic we need to address. You can back up to an external device, such as a thumb drive or a network attached storage. The other option is you can actually back up to the cloud, which is fantastic because it's scalable storage and it's always there and you know you can get to it and it's inexpensive. But let's talk about a little secret here. If you're going to keep those backups there for a really long time and it's just going to keep building and building and building, you need to think about the variable cost, because essentially you're renting storage. So if you're using cloud storage for your file backups, it's perfectly fine, but realize at a certain point the economies kind of switch over and it's maybe is more economical to use external storage. So I'm going to cover a couple different solutions for external storage And then I'm going to give you my favorite backup solution for the cloud as well. SanDisk is my pick when it comes to external storage that you can connect to your computer or mobile device and put it back in your backpack, something that's portable. We offer two items. One is the UltraLux thumb drive, which is a USB Type-C drive. It's about 185 bucks and it'll get you a terabyte. But if you need something faster, or if you need more than a terabyte of storage, up to 2, then I recommend the Portable Extreme SSD. These are really good for video editing, photo editing, and some other solutions. They're just all good all-around solutions. Now, some of you may have noticed I haven't talked about one of the providers that was actually included on the thumbnail for the video, and that's Backblaze. Backblaze is a backup solution where you can back up to the cloud. So instead of backing up to an externally attached device on your computer, it'll actually install an agent on your local machine. You can schedule it and it will back up across the internet to the cloud. It's $60 a year for one computer. It's a great deal and it's unlimited. Now again, remember, this is a backup solution, it's not file replication, but Backblaze is my choice. My pick for network attached storage is actually from Synology. They offer a variety of different sizes, but in general, my first pick that if I had to go with one of them would be the DiskStation DS1520 Plus. This device has 5 bays in it and it'll hold up to 16 terabyte drives, which will give you a total of 80 terabytes of storage. That'll cost you about $2,000, but it's a one-time cost, and you'd have a great local file server that can be used by your team, and you can even back it up using Backblaze. If your business is focused on media, then you're probably going to need something that's more enterprise class in capability. For that, I recommend 45drives.com. They have an open source solution that comes with support, which is really important. It's very cost effective. I highly recommend it. File storage is a technology that just continues to evolve, and the way we use it in our business also continues to change. I can remember when a terabyte of storage would cost you in excess of 6 figures. Today you can get that for less than $200. Today we've gone over several different solutions, but just in summary, Google Drive is your best bet for a free plan with up to 15 gigabytes of storage. For more than 15 gigabytes of storage, my recommendation is Dropbox. That'll get you a plan up to 2 terabytes, it'll run you about $120 a year. For cloud backup solutions, my recommendation was Backblaze. And if you just need external storage, you've got a tier of different solutions. SanDisk gives you some portable options. If you need something that's actually in your workplace, then check out a Synology network attached storage device. And last but not least, if you need something really big, then 45drives.com is your option. So that wraps it up for the day. So get back to doing what you do best, focusing on your business and getting it done.